r/AskReddit created by routinereddit. Former homeless people, what did you need the most? What was the best thing someone did for you? Showers and a place to wash your clothes, to save as much money for food, to be able to get dollar menu items and feed yourself 3 times off $5 and some change. Not sure if living in the car counts as homeless though, but a 93 Accord ain't exactly a home. How would you get access to a shower? Edit. I've gotten some responses asking me if I'm okay or about to become homeless. I wanted to say that I'm very stable and have all the support I will ever need. I posted these questions because I want to gain a better understanding of how to help others who are going through a hard time. When I was in high school, I worked at the front desk of a small YMCA in Seattle. A few homeless dudes would come in to shower and I always just told them to keep their money and enjoy their shower. YMCA was so nice to me. I would go in their bathroom and wash my face and hair sometimes, and one day this lady came to me in there and told me I'm welcome to use the shower, just to say she said it was okay. It was so nice, happy face. Employment. I wasn't addicted and wasn't mentally ill, but I had legal trouble, and employers aren't going to hire someone who is probably going to jail 5 months from now. I had to work under the table for like $4 per hour. If there had been a way for me to get a decent temp job, I could have probably got a crappy apartment for the interim. I was able to secure a spot in a church basement for a little while. The nicest thing anyone did was one of the people from church brought me a Super Nintendo and a stack of games to help keep the boredom and loneliness at bay. In the future, or if anyone here faces homelessness, look for landscapers or concrete formers in new developments. They don't care if you stabbed someone, they care if you can pick up a shovel or a form and slam it down. Physically brutal work at times, but most of them are okay with a temp guy or criminals or people about to go to jail. Heck, my old boss hired a convicted pedophile, kept him on up until he had to go to jail, and then when he was out hired him back. They need bodies, and desperate bodies are ideal. Hygiene. Anyone who let me take a shower and shave was an angel. Came here to say this. Most homeless people aren't long-term, living on the street type homeless. They are couch surfing or living out of their car. In my case, mostly the former and some of the latter. For maybe 4 months many years ago, I had a job, some savings, and a working car. All I needed was a restroom and shower, so I could go to work and not stink. I saved some money and got a place with roommates when a room opened up. Yes, my situation wasn't severe, but it was common. Luckily I had friends and wasn't addicted to drugs, so it wasn't really a terrible hardship. I usually would do dishes for people after staying there before I left, cleaned up if I was staying at after a party, etc. Gotta repay people's favors and avoid being a burdensome mooch if you want to sleep on couches. I usually would do dishes for people after staying there before I left, cleaned up if I was staying at after a party, etc. When I moved to a new city, I briefly lived with my sister while I hunted for a job and apartments. Since I had plenty of time on hand, I would wash all the dishes and keep the kitchen spotless. About a week after I left, my sister was like, "We miss you XD." Clean socks and underwear and basic hygiene. The best thing a person did for me was explain to me that nobody gives a heck about me except me and my family. That conversation went a long way to me stopping shooting up in alleys and getting a career. I hope you're proud of yourself for getting yourself out of that situation. Congratulations on your sobriety, if that is the case. Wishing you the best. My wife was homeless as a teenager. On Friday afternoons, a businessman would walk up to her and ask her if she was hungry. She would say yes, and he would take her into the restaurant on the corner. She never felt any danger with him, and she has had to cut somebody badly before. He was just some dude offering her a meal. He would let her get anything in the menu. He would sit and read the paper and drink a cup of coffee. There was never any conversation. When he was finished, he would pay the bill and leave. There was never any exchange of words other than "you hungry?" and "have what you want?" and "have a good afternoon." This happened multiple times. She never felt like a project to him. She never felt less than him. She never felt in danger. He was just a guy who saw a dirty girl on the street who needed to eat. She has since gotten her JED, graduated from a trade school with a fitness degree, and now has earned her MBA with honors. She is an amazing woman and an amazing mother. The one wish she has is that she can run into the businessman who bought her lunches and thank him. Maybe she can become that businessman now. Yes, when you can't pay it back, you can always pay it forward. Today you, tomorrow me. When I lost my job after the Y2K remediation, I wound up broke as a joke and no hopes of job from anywhere in Oregon at the time. Girlfriend got asked to come take over her family's failing company business in Utah and we decided to go for it. Got here with nowhere to live, no money, 1/4 tank of gas. We lived in our cars for a while, then we found a row of 3 abandoned houses in Provo and squatted in the middle one. While she tried to rescue the family business, I got a gig delivering those stupid free newspapers that people get in their driveway. Wife's car was a long bed F350, so we could deliver a ton of papers. That's what kept us fed. I was 32 and a paper route was my only income. As far as the nicest thing anyone did, one day a guy came and knocked on our door, saying he was the house owner. We said sorry and we will pack up and GTFO right now. However, the guy was nice. He said he owned all 3 of these empty houses and thanked us for keeping the crackheads out of them, and he let us stay there. He even turned the power on for us. WTF. 6 months after that I wound up getting a job at eBay, and it was onward and upward from there. So really all we needed was a chance. We got it. I'm really glad to hear you did fine and you had got better. Congrats to that guy for his attitude though. Looks like a decent and really nice person. I own a few rental properties. If I was having serious trouble finding tenants and the properties were sitting empty, I would happily let polite clean squatters who are just down on their luck, but turning it around stay for free over letting the properties get overrun by crackheads who will gut the house for copper and destroy everything. And even if I was some kind of sociopath who didn't care about people at all, it would still be financially advantageous. It's basically like having a live and maintenance guy who you only pay with room and board, which costs you nothing. It's a win-win for everyone. That said, I would still draw up a month-to-month rental agreement and let them know that if I find a renter they gotta go. Basically waive your squatter's rights in exchange for free rent until I find someone else. Only because I've been a landlord long enough, and no matter how nice people are, they can turn on a dime and become annoying hostile squatters, and the eviction process can be a pain. Pay taxes. People love telling you to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, but it's hard when your boots are falling apart and new boots are $50, but I can get drunk for $6. Without a phone and a mailing address you can't get a job, and the only ones who provided those were the government. Sure, churches and shelters will let you sleep on the floor and take a shower, but the next day you are still wearing filthy ratty clothes and no one is in a hurry to get you something to wear to an interview. People will give you a job washing dishes, but when you get arrested for sleeping on a park bench and jail is heated, and the park bench is not, guess what, I'll stay in jail instead of washing dishes. People will give you a pittance that makes you hope it will get better, but as soon as something happens you're on your own and back where you started. What got me out of being homeless? A studio apartment that cost the city a total of $1,200 until I could pay rent myself. Homeless people don't need socks or food or healthcare nearly as much as they need somewhere stable to live and eat, and shower and go to the bathroom, where they don't have to worry about their meager possessions getting stolen, or getting robbed or assaulted. This is interesting. I know a lot more cities are doing this. What else can an everyday person do? Support those city programs? Do you think it's better to give to people on the street or support these programs? What other programs would help? A place to shower, do laundry with some privacy? How could a program help with an address? Vote for politicians who support these programs, and talk to your friends and family who vote and who espouse the bootstraps conservative models.